Hey guys, this is Al again. It's about 5:15 right now on Saturday the 9th of January, and I wanted to introduce a new car that I just bought. It's a really good looking car. I'll show you in a second. Let me turn the camera around and I'll tell you all about it. So there you go guys. This is a 1980 Mercedes Benz 450 SLC. This is a car that I've actually known for a very long time. I've known this car for maybe about 10 years. It belonged to a friend of mine that used to live in Dallas, and then he moved over to North Carolina, and he's decided that he doesn't want to own it anymore because he's 6'4" and he doesn't like climbing in and out of it. So I ended up buying it from him, and it's a really nice looking car. I mean, this is what I would call a nice driver. It's not you know, a show car or anything, but everything on it is pretty nice. The guy who owned it really took care of this car. He's kind of fanatic about certain things and how they mechanically work, so he went through it. In a later video I'll put the car up on the lift and show you the rest, but he was always spending money on it. So it's got, you know, good tires, good shock absorbers. He put a time valve exhaust system, or at least a downpipe, so he got rid of the old cats. He retrimmed the interior, and as I go around it I'll show you the inside of the car. Very nice car, very good looking. There's only one little spot of rust on this entire car. There was more. He had another friend of mine, this guy that I knew, who was a really good body guy, do some rust repair about 5 or 6 years ago around the rocker panels, and he took care of that. So it's all been fixed. But there's only one small spot of rust, and it's in the trunk area. So right here, you can see that's something that's going to need attention. But the rest of the trunk is in really good shape, and you know, as people will figure, this is a 450 SLC, and they have, you know, they were the coupe version of the SL. They actually came before the SL, so these effectively replaced the 111 coupes, and I think it's a very elegant and good looking car. I think they're very beautiful, but some people aren't as fond of them. They're certainly not as popular as the SL convertibles. In my mind, they drive nicer than the SLs. I own a couple of 107 SLs, but with the longer wheelbase and the fact that it has a fixed roof, it drives, you know, really nicely. You've got a little bit more room. The seat belt doesn't get, you know, caught between the seat and the pillar. You know, you've got a giant sunroof on the car, so, you know, with the sunroof open, you know, you're kind of close to being a convertible. But, you know, to me, these are very elegant. They replaced the 111 coupes. They were certainly not as popular as the 111 coupes. I don't think they're as good looking as the 111 coupes, but I think they're incredibly good looking cars. With this being the last year of the 450s, it's somewhat unique in the sense that these cars by then got, you know, O2 sensors built into them. They had the 89 mile an hour speedo, and a couple of minor changes, like the head restraints were a different style than the earlier cars. The steering wheel was of a different style than the earlier cars, and it had an 85 mile an hour speedo. So this car does have the automatic climate control system. This is called the ACC2 system. Now, the guy I bought it from, you know, said that he replaced the system with a digital version. It's not the unwired tools version. He said it was somebody on the forums that remanufactured these systems for his 300 SD or something like that, and he was selling them on eBay. He installed it. He said it was working fine, but then I think he ran into some issues, and now it's just running, you know, full heat. So I'm not sure exactly what's going on with that system. I need to get into it. I haven't had the chance to get into it yet. The interior has been completely retrimmed. I don't know whether the doors were redone, but the doors are in real nice shape. but he did redo the seats, front and rear. And you know, being meticulous as he was, put this down. Being as meticulous as he wasn't happy with the kits that were available. So he bought the leather from a company out in New York because it was a thicker leather. It's definitely really thick leather, and he had the seats custom made through an upholsterer here in Dallas when he was living over here, and they did a fantastic job. I think he did this about 5 years ago, maybe even more than 5 years ago, and they still look phenomenal. I mean, they look like brand new seats. It's got the original Becker radio built into it. There is a cap over the dash, and right now the speedo doesn't work. He said that, you know, when he was tearing into the climate control system, he had to disconnect the speedo for some reason, or pull the cluster out and disconnect the speedo. So it doesn't work, but I'll get that taken care of in the next couple of days. I have an impact wrench at home. I'll just take care of it when I'm at home. Let's look under the hood. So here's the engine. You know, again, it's super clean. It's a real nice shape. It's got, this is also unique to the 1980. That little air pump setup that goes into the air cleaner is somewhat unique to this car, but this one has it. This is the, I guess this is the updated climate control system. I'm guessing that he made this box over here to put this stuff in, but this is the thing that I need to figure out what's wrong with it. So if anyone knows anything about these systems, please let me know, because I have no idea. I did try to get hold of the guy that who I thought was the guy that sold these systems through the forum. You know, he was posting information about them, but he never responded. So I may end up going with the standard system if I can't hear from him, because obviously, you know, if he has all the information on it and nobody else has, then I'm kind of stuck. But aside from that, I mean, it's a really good looking car. It's really well kept. It's had a new fuel distributor put in at some point, I think in the last like 3 years, and you know, this car really is different to any other CIS car that I've owned. So most of the CIS cars that I own, usually they don't run perfectly well. There's always a little bit of a, you know, I wouldn't say a miss, but like an uneven rhythm to them. Yeah, this one runs really well, and the harmonics on the engine are just completely different to anything else that I'm used to. And I've owned, you know, dozens upon dozens of cars that use CIS systems with this M117 V8, either a, you know, a 450, 500, 560, whatever. They've never run as nice as this car does. As you can see, it's just like very smooth idle, great oil pressure, and it just runs really nice. I mean, it's just a really nice running car. So you know, I'm excited to own it. I've got a 450 SLC 5.0 that it's just in a perpetual state of being rebuilt, but it's nice to be back in an SL that I can really enjoy. Very, very smooth. Very, very smooth. So there you have it for now. I'm not going to drive it today because I've got like a pile of stuff that I need to take care of at the shop, but I wanted to introduce it to you so that you can see it, and just let me know what you think. I mean, I think this is just a glorious looking car. It's so original, you know. I have Euro lights and I have Euro bumpers, but I don't want to change this car. You know, it's a very original, honest, well-maintained car. I just want to keep it that way. So I'm just going to leave it as it is. But anyway, let me know what you think of it. Thank you. Bye-bye.